wanted to get on. Come on in, folks. We see we're live out there. We are live. Chat's wide open. I think. Yes, it is. And a little note from StreamYard. Yeah, nothing new. Every time I check into StreamYard now, they have a little box as I go in saying that they've improved something. And I'm like, please don't. Just leave it. Let's deal with what we've got and just leave it alone. You have enough time with the local cable companies throttling the signal than to have more problems with StreamYard adding bells and whistles that we don't need. Anyway, how many podcasts, seriously, how many podcasts need a laugh track? That's what I'm asking. It's not that we use it or use it very often. It's just the thought that, come on, folks. I don't even think I've got it up here. Oh, yeah, there it is. Absolutely. Anyway, welcome to Comics by Night, folks. We got a great book to look through. I picked this up at the large bookstore in Detroit just a couple of weeks ago and figured that we should look through it. So all about Bernard Krigstein. So let's run the opening and we'll get into it. We saw some of his work already on the EC stuff. Run the opening and get it underway. Here we are.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with the...
Come on in, folks. It's Comics by Night. We look at some great sequential art and talk comics. Talk hopefully positively about comics. Try to keep the politics out of it. And like I keep saying, I love this art form, but I hate this industry. So we do alternative and independent comics here. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I've been doing comics since the mid-'80s. My current gig is the Atlantean that I am writing. That the great Russ Leach does the artwork for. We currently have a campaign underway right now for the 4th book in this series. Great trade paperbacks, square bound, beautiful product. And if you act now on the campaign, you can actually get an omnibus of the first 2 Atlanteans plus the Shadow Kingdom, which is an adaptation of a Robert E. Howard story that really started the whole thing. So that's the Atlantean. You can look for it over at fundmycomic.com, FUNDMYCOMICS, or IC, Fund My Comic individually.com. We have almost 100 buy-ins at this point, and we have less than a month left on that campaign. So all you have to do is go over to fundmycomic.com, and we're right there on the front page. We're an active campaign. Very proud of the Atlantean number 4. Go over there and take a look. Buy in if you can. That's all the hype you'll get from me, except for at the very end. Really proud of this. If you enjoy sword and sorcery, Conan, this is actually King Kull wandering the land with Brule, his assistant and right hand, as they rid their kingdom of shape-shifting lizard people. So great sword and sorcery fun, folks. Fundmycomic.com, Atlantean number 4. Go over there and take a look. Also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I write books. I've got 12 published so far, all on Amazon, various subjects from JFK assassination to children's books and everything in between. Particular to this show, this is my book about my trip to see Jack Kirby at his home in California. I went in 1988 and 1991. It's got lots of photographs of me with him in his drawing room. There's that drawing room that all that stuff came that we love.
There you go.
That's where it all came from.
That classic.
I'm also a cartoonist and illustrator. This is my character Hatch. You can get these on Amazon. This is a colour version of this little guy that's been around forever. And if you go to Fund My Comic, there's also an annotated book which tells you the story of this character. Lots of pencil work in there and stuff like that. And occasionally, I'm known to publish magazines. This one, Super Spies, does what it says on the tin. These are all on eBay or from me now. Crikey, this is about British comics. Mm-hmm. And this one that covers all comics, 100-page issues. There's 15 of these. Randy's been interviewed for this, as is Russ. Obviously, I'm in there, and there's lots of articles and stuff to do with all these characters that we love. So check it out. Those are on Amazon.
Please do. Great stuff. Hatch annotated also over at fundmycomic.com. We are looking at Krigstein comics.
I immediately got Alex Toth when I saw that drawing.
Yep.
Same kind of style, isn't it?
Very much so. Krigstein's really known for his composition work.
Wow, it's a big book.
It is.
And it's almost Eisner as well, isn't it? It's very loose.
Yeah. He's got his own unique style, that's for sure. His own recognizable work. This is Golden and Silver Age stories, all collected into one book. Fantagraphics put this together a couple of years ago. Got really good acclaim for it. I believe it was 04. I think they list Marie Severin as the chief colorist.
Wow.
On the majority of these. It's the original comics that it shot from 2004 was when this was done.
Right.
Got quite a bit of notice. Really considered one of the true masters of sequential art. He did a lot of short story work in the Golden and Silver Age. I don't think he handled one particular feature for very long. Let me look him up on Wikipedia. Let's see what that's got to say. I know I was going to get this book when it first came out, and at the time I just couldn't afford it.
He died in 1990. I didn't realize it was so long ago.
Yeah. Here. A little bit of Zipatone, a little bit of other work.
Has he put white out on that Zipatone? Has he scratched it off? Can you tell?
Oh, he cut that out. Yeah,
right.
that's a cutout there.
Yeah,
the X-Acto knife. One big sheet though.
Yes.
Over top of that panel.
I told you a few weeks ago I did a lot of that work for one of the top supermarket chains, and I did all their packaging. I drew the packages and then I had to use all Zipatone for the tints. It's great, brilliant job.
Cool. Yeah.
All the fish fingers, and fish cakes and things like that, and the boxes that you get in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great. I think I did about 150 of these boxes. I had to draw them out. It took me all week. It was great. I loved it. Everybody else was running around really busy doing ads, and I'm having the time of my life drawing.
Drawing fish boxes, fish sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
It wasn't the actual subject. It was actually the fact that I was doing it.
Oh yeah. You get to draw. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Bernard Krigstein, March 22nd, 1919 to January 8th, 1990. Was an American illustrator and gallery artist who received acclaim for his innovation and influential approach to comic book art, notably in EC Comics. His artwork usually displayed the signature B. Krigstein. His best-known work in comic books is the 8-page story Master Race, originally published in the debut issue, cover dated April of 1955, of EC Comics title Impact, which had impactful stories in it, anthology. Born in Brooklyn, New York City, to a Jewish household, Krigstein studied in a Brooklyn college. Krigstein's earliest confirmed work in comics is penciling and inking the 10-page patriotic Kid Gang feature Liberty Lads in Harvey Comics, Clamp Comics number 25. Champ Comics, should say, CHAMP. Champ Comics number 25. He went on to draw for Harvey and for Prize Comics through 1943, during the period fans and historians call the golden age of comic books. Following his service in World War II, he returned to comic books in 1945, working for publishers including Fawcett, 47-48, Novelty, Premium, Curtis from 47. Curtis, I think, eventually merged a little into Atlas Marvel, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm probably wrong there. And Hillman Publications from 48 to 51. 52, Krigstein spearheaded an effort by himself and fellow comics artists Arthur Petty, George Evans, and Ed Ashe to found the comics industry's short-lived attempt at a labor union, the Society of Comic Book Illustrators. Petty served as vice president under Krigstein and Harry Harrison as secretary, Larry Waromay as treasurer, and Ross Andrew, Bernie Botch, John Calerdo, and Marcus and Bernard Sachs as members at large. The organization went defunct shortly after publication of its third and final newsletter in June of 1953. Krigstein began getting less work from his two mainstays, National Comics and Atlas Comics, the future of Marvel Comics. But during his presidency of the society, the politically like-minded publisher of EC Comics, William Gaines, began giving him work, heeding the advice of editor Harvey Kurtzman. At EC, Krigstein would produce the most acclaimed stories of his career between 53 and 55. Look at that. This is a list of short stories that are in this book.
Yeah.
Nayoka, the Jungle Girl. Are these all covers by him? Krigstein covers from 1947 issues of Fawcett's Nayoka, the Jungle Girl.
Look at the size of those word balloons, all that information.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Crazy. This is the 40s and 50s, though. They crammed a lot of information in. And I noticed in this book, you can really see the evolution, his evolution as an illustrator, going through looking at the different works.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Kirby from early 40s, doesn't it?
Yeah, this does, yeah.
And of course, he would be seeing that, wouldn't he?
Yeah. He'd be absorbing that just like everybody else in the business at the time. Yeah. Though I understand Kirby had kind of a negative, not reputation, but he was kind of looked at negatively in the professional field there for a while, saying he wasn't really a
until they all woke up.
Competent illustrator, yeah, until they all woke up. He changed all that pretty quickly. Maybe feather in here. Not a lot of words.
Yeah. A lot of folds as well.
Yeah. Conning the Confidence Man. Krigstein. It's getting a little bit more into his style here.
What's happening down there at the bottom? In a fight?
Yeah, they're fighting, it looks like. I say, Colonel or Count Randolph, what mischief brings you to the Limehouse section of London? We haven't seen that green-eyed, red mustached face in some time now. Give the reader as much information as you can.
Yeah. Count Rudolph.
Yeah.
I think there's been many counts in London. Counts is a European thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Want to remind everybody the chat's open. Got a little bit of response this morning from said HR 3800. Hello. Hope you're doing all right. Important creator. Yes, he is. Yeah.
Got a lovely printing machine there at the bottom.
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Reminds me of the Adana printing press I used at school.
Yeah, it looks like Jack Kirby, Mort Meskin, and in Steve Ditko style. Yeah, you can see a little bit of all that in there. Absolutely.
Talking Heads.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's great though, isn't it? It's really good stuff.
Yeah, it is. Especially considering the time period that it was done in.
This 1940s.
Yeah. It's probably late 40s. See if I can find I don't see a copyright notice. And of course, they're not going to mention where they pulled these stories from. I'm sure these are all public domain stories. I didn't see anything from EC that I recognized. But he worked for a lot of companies that have since gone out of business. Look at that. That's Kirby right there.
Yeah.
That circular panel right there, too. Golden Age Kirby.
And these have been recolored by Marie Severin.
I don't think so. I think they were shot right off of the original comics because I'm still seeing some dot matrix work here.
Right.
From the old printing press ways.
Yeah.
They used to make a light blue by just separating the dots a little farther away. Or making the blue dots smaller.
Wow.
But yeah, it looks like they went after the best published or the best printed stories and shot them right off of the comic books. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, because the artwork will be long gone, won't it?
Yeah, I'm sure. The majority of it, at least. Here's Nuggets Nugent.
Double Trouble.
Double Trouble.
Not Varmint.
Really see his style starting to come through here.
Yeah, it's fabulous, isn't it? It's really nice.
Yeah.
Cartoony as well, that bottom right there was, I got in. With cartoony.
Yeah. Looks like he likes it working off of a 9-panel grid. Which I don't think was unusual for Golden Age. 3 tiers.
No, I think it was Kirby burst everything out, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went totally against the layout, didn't he?
Yeah. Playing with circles and curved lines.
Yeah. And then, hands and fists coming out of the panels into the panels and all that.
Oh,
making it more dynamic. Was Kirby the first one to do the double page spread opener?
I'm not sure on that at all. I know he used to do them for Captain America.
Yeah.
That's part of what got him into trouble. He'd do the 2-page spread and have his assistants do the rest of the story. So it looked like a Kirby story and then kind of a Kirby story on the interior of the book. But they were doing that. He was doing, especially there, I think they contributed to the first 10 issues of Captain America.
Yeah.
The farther along they got, the less and less work he did for them because they were getting paid so much by DC across town. They were getting paid double their page rates that they were making at Marvel.
And then somebody dobbed them in, didn't they?
Yeah. Mr. Lee.
Yep.
Their little gopher. Was it, 14, 15 at the time?
Yeah, following them down the street, see where they were going at lunchtime.
Well, they had him chasing after their sandwiches, apparently. So he was in the studio and he knew they were working for the competition. So he went and told his uncle, and which got him fired. But they didn't care because they were getting so much work from DC. They were just trying to back out of the Marvel stuff. Says this Subway story is top. That one put him to the top. Yeah, that's Master Race story that you're talking about. Do you have Vigilante by Mort Meskin or Mike Sikowski? I don't have a collection at all. I don't think there was ever one done, but we can find it. I wouldn't mind showing that the Mort Meskin stuff. That's really, really nice. Or even the Mike Sikowski material would be good too. Thing I remember about the Mort Meskin Vigilantes is that they were very stylistic. Remind me a lot of the Lee Elias Black Cats, which we almost looked at today. Almost pulled up Black Cat #1.
Tough decision.
Yeah. Well, we'll get around to it. I had this book handy, so it was like, yeah, well, Krigstein's important. And we might only get through half of this book today and have to carry it on to next week. Here you're starting to see more of him playing with composition and really getting the style down here.
That would have worked much better without that red around it.
Yeah.
Which is the way he's obviously designed it. The colorist has taken charge of that. Yep. I mean, look at that panel at the top above Liar. The coloring is just awful, isn't it? It should be in a box or something. Or as was probably produced, open.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know who's lettering this, but if he's lettering it as well, you can see, if you drop that red, you can see what he's trying to do, can't you?
They probably have an in-house letterer on this.
Right.
This looks a little crooked here.
Yeah.
It's like he had taped it to the board wrong. It's kind of...
The whole thing has dropped, hasn't it? Look at the panel underneath.
Yeah.
Because it seems to have dropped.
Well, that's kind of fitting all right. A lot of that's a little squirrely, but that's, I'm sure it's a golden age type stuff.
Yeah.
Krigstein, who sometimes chafed at the limits of the material EC gave him to illustrate, expanded what had been planned for 6 pages to an 8-page story. That's the Master Race story. The results were so striking that the company reworked the issue to accommodate the extra 2 pages.
Yeah, we mentioned this a while back, didn't we?
Yeah. In his expansion, Krigstein had stretched out certain sequences in purely visual form. Repetitive strobe-like drawings mimic the motion of a passing train, and Commandant Reisman's final moment of life is broken down into 4 individual poses of desperate physical struggle. Art Spiegelman described the effect in the New Yorker. Quote, the 2 tiers of wordless staccato panels that climax the story have often been described as cinematic, a praise thoroughly inadequate to the achievement. Krigstein's condenses and distends time itself. Reisman's life floats in space like the suspended matter of a lava lamp. The cumulative effort carries an impact, simultaneously visceral and intellectual, that is unique to comics. According to Mr. Spiegelman, 2018, the original artwork for Master Race was bought at auction by the Boone Foundation for Narrative Graphic Arts, located in Belgium.
Wow.
For only $600,000.
Wow.
All 8 pages.
Stick a 0 on that now.
Yeah, probably. Especially with the importance of the work. Also, Krigstein also did humor, such as Back or From Eternity Back to Here in Mad number 12, Bringing Up Father in Mad 17, and Crash McCool in Mad number 26. In the early 60s, Krigstein's left comics in order to draw and paint illustrations for magazines, book jackets, notably the first edition of Richard Condon's The Manchurian Candidate, and record albums, eventually turning away from commercial assignments in order to focus on fine art. In 1962, he took a position at the High School of Art and Design in Manhattan, where he taught for 20 years. As Krigstein told a 1962 interviewer, what happens between these panels, that's so fascinating. Look at all that dramatic action that one never gets a chance to see. It's between these panels that the fascinating stuff takes place. And unless the artist would be permitted to delve into that, the form must remain infantile. It's his direct quote. Book illustrations, he did Border Hawk August Bondi for Lloyd Alexander and Rusty's Spaceship for Doubleday by Evelyn Sibley Kepman. Won a ton of awards, and there's a bunch of references, eternal links, further reading, Messages in a Bottle, Comic Book Stories by B. Krigstein by Greg Sadowski from Fantagraphic Books in 2013, which is more recent than this current edition. Officially adapted about page, archived it. Nothing much more out of the Wikipedia here.
You'll have to do something on your history of comics on him.
Yeah.
Look at that top right panel. She's got a big head, hasn't she? Top right, other side, top right, on the right on page.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got a small body.
So it's like a Thunderbirds marionette.
Yeah, almost. This is line drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no little thickness in the trees as far as black spotting the blacks, but look at how that's just drawn, line drawing there on that car. No shadow underneath. Nothing. It's an interesting panel.
Yeah. Very detailed panels.
Yeah. No shading, no shadows.
Must be the only car that doesn't have a shadow under it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's writing these stories?
I would say that would be various people. I don't think Krigstein did any writing himself.
So he's doing them from a full script then?
I don't think they attribute it. Yeah. At this point, I'm sure he's working off a full script or a full script and finished lettered pages. Everything's still crowded up to the top and really rigid in form. So it wouldn't surprise me. If a few people
producing a book with this amount of work in it and they don't credit the writers.
Yeah. They might not know who did it though.
No, but they could acknowledge that.
Yeah, they could. But that's not they didn't acknowledge that at all. Just an editor and Marie Severin as chief colorist. It's probably what they knew for sure. Fantagraphic Books out of Seattle, Washington.
I can't imagine that you would be able to produce this amount of work as a compilation like this is and not have some reference to the writer, not be able to find out who wrote them or some of them or whatever.
Well, each story was probably one done by their writing staff, tossed on a pile and then sent to him as he needed an assignment. And back then, they didn't keep much eye on credits. They didn't think it was that important at all. So it wouldn't surprise me. There might be something in the introduction here about it.
You know, one of the best things Stan Lee did was put the credits in, but he did it for the wrong reason, didn't he?
He did it for himself. Never thought of style. The idea of drawing was simply big to be confined to a style. My approach was quite different. I was attracted to the possibility of using a popular form in an effort to cast into classic proportions. The idea of attempting to harmonize popularity with momentality has always attracted me.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. They got copyrights, but they're not saying who wrote any of it.
Yeah.
I sincerely doubt that he did any. I'd be surprised if he wrote any of the stories. Back then, everything was still really assembly line.
Yes. Yeah. Look at the detail on that fence outside the house there. I bet this is all done with a brush as well.
That car's got a shadow on it.
Yeah. It's how strange. He's drawn the shadow. When it's daylight, he doesn't draw the shadow underneath, and when it's nighttime, he does.
Yeah.
Great haircut that woman's got. A real 40s haircut.
Mm-hmm. He gets it from all sides too.
Yeah.
One-way street.
And he's allowed to sign it as well.
B.B. Craig. Sneak them in here and there.
I mean, it's hardly sleeked in though. It's bigger than the lettering that they're talking with.
Oh yeah.
You'll never get me, coppers.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Spuds, you tell a mean joke. It's interesting. Yes, true. This witch. You'll never get me, coppers. Yeah. Like you were saying. I don't want to go there. Let's make some floating heads. Works. Same thing here. Good thing they're in a dark room.
Yeah. Ralston, isn't that my favourite Martian?
Ray Walston.
Yeah. He's great, wasn't
he? Mm-hmm.
Singing on the beach. There ain't nothing like a dream. Fantastic. I just love the way they all double cross each other, don't they?
Yeah.
Keep shooting all they can. Oh dear.
Inking style here also looks a little bit like Gil Kane in places.
Yeah. A lot of blacks in it all of a sudden.
Add story to story, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Depending upon the mood that he wanted to portray. A few more esoteric, no background, just face or face and shoulders panels. Almost that too, right there.
He shot his pal.
Yeah, he did. Look at that. There's a little
bit of pencil work.
Little pencil panel there.
Ah.
Let's see what that says.
Was it inked by what? So it says inked by story inked by someone.
Photostat a pencil panel for one and only Tex All Time Sports, October 1949. A story inked by a Hillman staff artist.
Wow. That must have been the first photocopy that was ever used, 1949. Wow.
Oh, they had that was film back then, photocopied, photostated.
Right.
Great big. You use those big black cameras with the 2 dials on them.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, I did that when I first started working at the t-shirt shop.
A Reapermaster, ours was called.
I don't even remember the name of it. Ours, we had a little page with the percentages on it and the numbers that we had to crank to in order to get that percentage number, and that's what we went by. Put the thing under a big sheet of glass and shot it.
Yeah, then developed it and all that.
Yeah, had to develop it, wash it, and hang it on the line till it dried before you could use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Those were the days.
Yeah.
We had this massive thing as big as a dining table called a Reapermaster and it looked like underneath looked like one of those old cameras where the guy's under the cloak bit, over his head.
Oh yeah.
And we had 2 handles, two handles on either side, and you worked it with both hands to get it into focus.
Yeah, that's what we had.
Yeah. Then you did your f-stops down with the lens and all that, and then that gave you the exposure time.
Right.
Then you punched in the exposure time. It was good because it told you what the exposure time should be.
Mm-hmm.
But as you will have done, what I used to do, you think, 10 seconds is too long for that, so I'll give it 9, and you could change it. I'll give it 11 or whatever. And then, like you say, crank it through the developer and hang it up and do the next one. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yep. Spend all day in the darkroom.
Yeah.
Shooting pictures. Yeah. That was back during the age of rub-on lettering.
Yeah. Letter set and all that. Yeah. Well, yeah. Brilliant.
Then when my the shop got the graphics computer program, they just sat me in front of it and said, learn it. Walked away.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice layout on cooked in oil. Yeah. I love this. This panel here is great. It's a ground worm's eye view shot. All of these, it's cars and people are sitting right there or standing right there. Great proportion shot.
Cooked in oil.
Cooked in oil. A little bit more blacks in this.
Maybe Vinny's inking.
Vinny at this point, I think, is doing his own romance comics. He's drawing at this point.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of romance comics, do you have the Kirby romance comics? I've never seen them. I've seen images, but I've never read one.
But it shouldn't be difficult to get a hold of. No, I don't have them myself. I think I've only got one collection of romance stories from the Golden Age.
Are they on that? Could they be on that website that you use for the pages?
Oh, I'm sure they are. We just need the title of the comic. I know all the Black Magics are up there.
Right. What's that?
That Kirby did.
What's that website called?
Comic Book Plus.
Comic Book Plus.
All one word. comicbookplus.com.
Right.
And there's all sorts of other stuff up there too. There's old pulp magazines and radio program recordings up there. All sorts of stuff. Look at that face. That hand doesn't quite look right proportionally. This is nice, though. Yeah, whoever wants to draw hands.
Yeah.
Look at that panel.
He's suddenly dropped all his backgrounds, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Probably for time. He sets the scene, and he moves on. It's just a dark room with no furniture.
Yep.
Nice layout, cooked in oil. Yeah. He's getting some really nice expressions here.
Yeah.
In his style.
I like the way they've all got a different style hat.
Yeah.
Adds to the identification, I suppose, isn't it?
Mhm.
Ooh, look at that one. The lights went out.
Yeah. Nice. Then he breaks out the detail here. They must have just been in a dark, featureless room.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got great poses. Look at that top right there with that policeman talking to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great poses. American policemen always, from the 40s, always stand and talk to people like that. At least they're doing the James Cagney films.
They look natural there too.
Yeah.
Like they could actually be out there talking to each other.
And they're always got those
That's a
big
big thing.
coats on with lots of buttons on.
Yeah. Big
That
brass.
Kirby always draws.
Mm-hmm.
Now they look like paratroopers, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, smoking. Wise guy, eh? Look at that hand.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No grass. He couldn't be bothered drawing the grass on that picture with the girl lying down.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the color is said light blue.
Yeah.
Make it look like he's walking on water. She's floating. Yeah.
And he's got his full signature now. It was Krieg to start with, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's not as impressive as the previous page, is it? That's,
No. But he got to draw a girl in a bikini. That's got to be pretty rare back then. It's his pre-code story too.
Yeah.
Can draw a girl in a bikini for the kids. Oh, heaven forbid. Look at that. That's nice. He's probably working 2 up here. That's a nice scene too.
Yeah, he certainly gets great expressions and posture.
Mm-hmm.
Is that that top left woman? And that what she got? Is that Audrey Hepburn? Is it Audrey Hepburn?
Kind of looks like her.
Yeah.
When you get these guys that are like Touchstone workhorses, people that everybody looked at one point or another and drooled over, you see so many influences from different people. We mentioned Gil Kane earlier, and some of this here especially looks like Carmine Infantino in places.
Yeah. Well, it looks like that guy. What's he called? The guy who died in the train. The one that was faster than Kirby. What's he called? Really detailed work and Marvel. Stan Lee said that he could have had him and Kirby. He wouldn't need anybody else. The guy, he fell between the subway trains when he was about 30 or something.
Oh, the
What's he called?
I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember.
He did all of those Black Knight stories.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Manley.
Yeah, Joe Maneely.
Maneely.
Yeah, Joe Maneely. Yeah, it's
Great
similar
artist.
style.
Fast
Yeah,
artist.
fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there would have been a whole different look to Marvel if he had survived, though.
Yeah.
Because he had such a unique look to his stuff. And Kirby really kind of took over as far as dynamics went.
Yeah.
Everybody said, look at what Kirby's doing. Follow Kirby.
And they all drew square fingernails.
Well, that was the big thing with Keith Giffen. The story goes, could be why urban legend, but when he first started working, they told him to draw like Kirby, so he started drawing like Kirby.
Yeah, that was a Barry Windsor Smith story as well.
Yeah. And
that's
the first,
why his couple of what was it, X-Men and Daredevil he did first.
Yeah.
The very, very poor imitations of Kirby, aren't they? And then when he did Conan, he suddenly showed us what he really draws like.
Yeah. Well, it took him a few issues to get into the swing of things. But, he finished his run on Conan real, incredibly well. The thing with, I'm losing my train of thought. No, must not have been important. Anyway. With Keith Giffen. Keith did a beautiful imitation of Kirby. Say he did a couple fill-in stories. There's a fill-in Killraven story and a Defender story. He looks like Kirby, shrunk down in style, square fingers and the ink look and everything. And then I guess John Romita told him that he was great, but if he's going to get a regular assignment, he's got to stop drawing like Kirby.
Yeah.
So much. You work up his own unique style.
Wow, look at that face there. It's great, isn't it? See, in these old comics, you get a true sense of storytelling with the amount of panels all the time. Right. You don't get any splash pages or anything crazy. You're telling a story rather than producing a piece of art.
Yeah, well, they're also dealing with a limited page count and multiple stories per issue.
Yeah,
so everything's like an anthology book at this point. Short story collections. Now I Can Die Easy. Look at that. That is not an easy shot to do. Up the chin, up the nose.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Signed it again. Hellman, I think all I had that material is in public domain. You have to snoop around their page on Comic Book Plus and see if there's more stuff like this to show off. Look at that. He's not afraid to throw backgrounds in there. Odd man out. Here.
Yeah.
Everything else has got kind of a background and as much detail as he could cram in. Staircase.
Look at that guy with that baby. It's feeding time. Who is it? Oh dear. Is it Jimmy Olsen? That kid.
Yeah. It's because he's got orange hair. There's so much gold out there that could be reprinted. Vigilante Omnibus reprint would be star. Yep. Stellar. But the Vigilante too, that's all DC, so that wouldn't be on the Comic Book Plus site. Nice layout, cooked in oil. Yep. This is, and all those old Alex Toth comics. Somebody is collecting, doing a collection of that. I saw of Alex Toth stories. I'm trying to remember where I saw it, but it's coming. I think it's all of his DC work. It's being put out in one volume. I don't remember 100%, but could be coming. I just know, unless you're in the business, you're not very familiar with Alex Toth's work, and everybody should be. Great stuff.
Yeah. Isn't that a fantastic beard on that guy?
Fantastic what?
Beard.
Oh, yeah. He's looking at his hat.
It looks like one of those people who needs to shave twice a day.
Yeah.
That's fantastic beard, though.
I want to thank everybody for watching us this morning. The numbers are real solid. Chat is wide open, folks. You don't be afraid to comment. Love to hear your opinion on this work. Hit that like button, hit that love button if you're on a platform that has one. Any kind of interaction with this program goes to help the algorithm, helps us to be seen by more folks, and you and I both know more people need to see great stuff like this.
Yeah, this is superb.
Unusual color choice. Just throw a block of color over it. Don't worry about it.
That above that, in the center panel, those folds are very dick in those trousers, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me too.
Lily White Joe.
Lily White Joe.
He draws very ordinary people, doesn't he? Nobody's very handsome or very pretty.
No.
He draws average people. Makes it real.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, not everybody's like a god like Kirby draws, you know.
Mm-hmm. Those old Alex Toth comics, yeah. Yep. Okay, nice.
Boom. Bit of wheat boom, that, isn't it?
40s. No exclamation point. Could be a lot bigger. You work with what you got. Oh, that coloring overpowers a lot of that detail in here. That's a highly detailed page here. You can't hardly see it because of all of the brown.
Yeah.
Overpowering it. Is that a drive-by? That's what that looks like at the end of the right-hand page. That's interesting. Nice angle here.
Just go back a page. Just that bottom panel on the left. That guy pushing his kid out the way. He knows what's coming.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He understands.
A lot of open panels here.
Yeah.
Must have been a heavy narration page. This is nice. One wheel off the ground. Show they're moving.
Interesting angles on the ball guy's head.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
It makes each panel interesting. That's a good thing.
Yeah. This is something you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Graduated tone there, like that. And there it is again here. Wonder if Marie's coloring all of these.
I was going to say, I think that's been put in later.
I almost want to see the originals now.
A lot of shooting in this particular story.
It's like one of those true crime comics we get.
Yeah.
They should do a comic book artist icon omnibus series. It's so many greats. It is a missed opportunity to not do so. Well, at the moment, don't get me started politically, but the two big companies don't want to draw attention to any of the talent because they're too busy trying to push their icons. That's something that they kind of squelched when Image got formed.
I think you'd also run into a lot of copyright problems as well, ownership problems.
Probably, yeah.
Because I can't believe somebody hasn't mentioned that. You know, like those Avengers things I told you about.
Yeah. Yeah, but
what they should do is, like I've said before, they should just put the thing out, and then all the money goes in a bank account, and they can argue about it. But we'll have the comic,
right,
or the book. Yeah. That's what they should do. They're only denying us.
Yeah, I'm going to draw those bricks.
Yeah.
Just put a layer of purple over it, lavender. It'll be all right. The Highwayman.
Look at this. Wow. He looks like that guy. Is it the Haunted Tank?
Yeah. Yeah.
He probably got that from that. Was that Joe Kubert?
Haunted Tank? I think the majority of that was Russ Heath. I'm not sure though. I've got a Showcase Presents. I've got a Showcase Presents that has the majority of the Haunted Tank stories in it.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
That, I think we looked at some of that.
Did we look through that? I don't think we've looked through any of the showcases because they're so thick and hard to handle. So we could look at a lot of stuff. We can look at the showcases and essentials. I've got just about all of them. So
we've got to get into the European artists at some point, I think.
Yeah, well, you know, we did Daniel Torres last week. He's Spain, and get into Italy and France here pretty quick. Get that Dylan Dog volume out.
Just a shame we can't do that Serpieri stuff because that would get you closed down.
I think we should ease into it and see what happens. It only takes one Karen to spoil it for everybody else. So, and I'm not, you know, I don't understand why they don't see the majority of this as art. It's not like you're going to go through and corrupt the minds of the youth. They've already been corrupted.
Yep.
All I got to do is get up on TikTok or OnlyFans or any of the free porn sites, and they're going to see a lot more than what we could show here. Then the majority of YouTube's rules are all to appease their advertisers anyway. And there's a lot of Karens in the corporate world. Look at that.
I wonder what he was doing in that center panel. He was showing her the diamonds, isn't he?
Yeah.
Lots of talking. Lots of talking, lots of shooting.
Yeah.
And murder, I should say.
That's weird. I knew that.
Yeah.
Must have been a last minute Deadline Doom ink job.
The Gil Kane nose.
Yeah. Most definitely. Just looking at how cartoony those eyes looked.
Yeah.
Almost looks like Veronica from Archie. I
don't know that. I'll take your word for that.
Oh, Archie Comics?
I've heard of Archie Comics, but I've not heard of Veronica.
Okay, give me just a second here.
That left page, top left panel looks very Gil Kane in those eyes on that woman with the purple hat.
Where are we looking?
Top left. Left page, top left. That old woman there with the hats looks very Gil Kane, that face, those lips and those eyes.
Yeah, it's in the inking, I think.
Maybe Gil's doing it. Maybe Gil's inking it.
Maybe he's apprenticing. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Just doing the odd one, especially that last panel with the up nose thing.
At this point, he'd be young, though.
Yeah.
Gil would be.
Well, he'd be what? When was he born? 26, was it?
Oh,
so
if that's the case, he'd still be close to 30 by then. Right?
26, 46. It'd be 20, 24, wouldn't it, when this
early 20s?
Yeah. So it could be. I think that's Gil Kane.
See Veronica Lodge. Yeah. Let's dig up some images. Oh, not those images. Holy crap. Wow.
What are you looking at?
Looking up Veronica from Archie. And the first thing that pops up are really adult imagery, cartooning imagery of Betty and Veronica in compromising positions. People having fun goes right to the top of the pile. To any kid. Anyway, didn't ask if I was 18 or nothing. Here's a tame picture. This is Betty and Veronica. Look at them. Look at them Dan DiCarlo eyes. It's either Dan DiCarlo or Dan Parent there.
Look at the thick lines on them.
Oh, always. Yeah, that's Archie Comics in general. They're always thick like that. Very solid. When they do this particular style, there was a couple of years there where they were trying to be realistic in air quotes. That didn't work. And they've thrown so much crap at the wall. Archie has. It's amazing example in attempts at marketing. There we go. Boom. They've done zombie Archie. They've done Archie meets Kiss, Archie meets Punisher, Archie meets Predator. Anything that they could do to try to up their sales for Archie. It's been around since the 40s. And that's the time period that all of the characters are kind of stuck in too. Marvy in the house. Good morning. This looks cool. Congratulations on the new campaign of the Atlantean. Thank you, Marvy, very much. The series is great. I'll be at home next Friday. I'll be able to join you. See you Friday. All right. Look forward to it. Oh, see you Sunday, he says. Yep. See you then as well. Doing Akira. Continuing Akira on Sunday. It really looks like Gil Kane there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. It does. It wouldn't surprise me to learn that he was apprenticing at this point. And then Marvy says, by the way, I'm putting Deadliest Catch lettering and inks. Looking good. Good, Marvy. Good for you. Good luck on that. Looking great. Fire. He's got that capability, too, of doing really quick cartoony eyes there. Liking those dots. If not, Gil Kane, maybe. Who was inking him a lot? John Broom,
Atkins.
over Gil Kane at those early EC days. Was it Broom or Sid Shores?
I'm not sure, but that right-hand page, top right pan's definitely Gil Kane face. That those eyebrows and all that. Yeah, that's definitely Gil Kane.
Screaming.
So I'd say it'd probably be about 23, 24. Look at the proportions on the guy with the grey jacket coat on. It's awful on the previous page. You see it there? That's awful. Look at that. Pinhead.
Just looking for a little head. Anyway. Bad joke. Sorry. Looking good. Photograph there below says Krigstein standing, playing a game of charades at a party in his Woodside, Queens apartment around 1950.
No, got the ties on, looking really smart.
Yeah. Ties to a party. Who'd have thunk it? Must have been room for a ad.
Yeah. Something was going on there, wasn't it?
Yeah. One of the tiers is open. And here he's playing around with panel size.
It doesn't work, does it?
I think that's the first time he's broke the three-tier grid, at least in this collection. Yeah.
I don't like it when people do that.
It's okay as long as you can read it correctly. You know, when you start wonking panels out like that, you got to be real careful with your lettering. Let's save some space and detail here.
Yeah, it's certainly a contrast between these very detailed stuff. This seems like, to me, like somebody's finished it rather than he's drawn the whole thing. He's done layouts. Again, if you look on that left-hand page, the second panel where that guy's smoking, that's got Gil Kane eyes and eyelashes.
Yeah.
At the top, the one above.
Here?
Look at that face with those eyelashes. Eyebrows.
Absolutely. I swear I've seen him before, too. This guy there in a movie somewhere. Looks real familiar.
Blacksmith and Bell.
If they weren't apprenticing, if Gil Kane wasn't apprenticing, he was definitely using the same tools to ink that Krigstein's using here. Something to give down a nice regular line and then go back over it. Probably a large rapidograph.
I don't think it'd be a rapidograph. I think it'd be a dip pen.
That would be a little rough to control, though, wouldn't it?
Depends how good you are, doesn't it?
That's very true.
Joe Sinnott did everything with a brush, so he was pretty good.
Yeah.
There was that story of Wally Wood when rapidgraphs came out in the 60s, or at least when he was in the studio, and so some of his apprentices were using rapidgraphs, and he said, "What's this?" So they showed him, and the next day, when they came in, he was using the barrels to put his cigar in, and he said you use a brush from now on. You can't use these things. You use a brush, and he was pretty good with a brush.
Yeah. Blacksmith Bell Malone.
Okay.
Again, no cross hatching, no shade lines.
No.
Leave it to the colorist.
A lot of these stories, I like the gangster stories we looked at. They're very quick book orientated, aren't they? These guys make a quick book and then get out, but they always get shot. They don't seem to be big time operators.
Yeah.
This artwork's a bit off, isn't it? So from what we saw before, I think there's many hands on this.
No, I think it might just be deadline doom. Tell you the truth, he was just trying to get it done as fast as he could, because you can see little drop offs, no detail here and there where it's not needed. Physical choice, and yet he's all detailed up here in certain spots. Get the point across. Could just be deadline doom. Look at how a lot of these artists change during when you're pushed. Of course, he could have had other people coming through his studio too and helping out. I don't think he got paid a whole lot. I don't know if he definitely didn't get paid newspaper strip rates. This is
no.
That's Gil Kane right there, man. So really obvious. If Gil wasn't working with Krigstein, he was definitely influenced real heavily by him.
I think he's sitting next to him.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
In New York somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, Krigstein wasn't that much older than him, was he? If he's born in 1919, he's only 6 or 7 years older than him. So,
yeah,
just like with Eisner, I think Eisner was 6 months older than Kirby.
Yeah,
and they were both born in 1917, and he mentored Kirby, didn't he, for a while? So,
yeah, at the Eisner Eiger Studios. Yeah. Not for very long though. He kind of spun off on his own there rather quickly.
Yeah, but what I mean is that he employed him. He employed Kirby.
Oh yeah.
And they were the same age, So
yeah,
there's a lot of maturity going on.
No spotted.
He draws nice horses though.
Yeah.
It's just not easy.
Westerns were big back then.
One mother. They've killed another one. They've killed one. Oh, sorry, killed one another.
If that is all by pinpoint. Monsters of the Seas.
Captain Splint and his pet gorilla.
We need a story with pirates, and you get a chance, throw a gorilla in there.
Yeah. What's he called? Goro. Turn into these blue rats. The only thing blue is the ape.
Yeah.
Cutthroat Captain Splint and his pet gorilla. Oh no.
Captain
Look at him throwing those guys over the edge, look. Over the side.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No plank for them to walk.
Yeah, just all jumping on it. It's like Bruce Lee. I can never understand why those 50 guys he kicks to pieces. Why don't they just all attack him at the same time? They just pile on him. So they go in one at a time.
Wouldn't make for good cinema.
Yeah. They're funny though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Been catching these AI videos patterned after old kung fu movies. When it has a kung fu master fighting a cat, and then the kung fu guy will pull out a red pointer and distract the cat, or a wiggle toy to distract him. And in a couple of the little shorts, the cat reaches behind him, pulls out a gun, and shoots him.
Do you think they think this is a joke. That first page, second panel. Now hear this, you filthy swine. I'll not hesitate to kill anyone who touches my beast.
Last name like Splint. Who knows? Is that him sitting? Look at that. That's a unique panel.
His head's too small again.
It is. Yeah. He might have that might be a conscious decision though, in order to foreshorten that body.
Yeah,
because the boots would be bigger, the head would be smaller.
Like a conscious decision because he didn't have enough room to put his head on.
That could be too. Yeah.
Like, oh shit! I've spent an hour doing this great drawing and I forgot his head.
Yeah. Oops. Right next to this great panel here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Leaning over.
See, we're back to all the detail again.
Yeah. Well, it probably goes, story to story, circumstance to circumstance. He's freelancing, so he's working for a lot of different companies, doing a lot of short story work. So I imagine the detail all depends upon the pay and the amount of time. Because everybody was paying different page rates back then, I believe. Going all across the board, mostly all cheap though. 35, 45, $50 a page for completed artwork. It's interesting perspective there.
Throw a gorilla in it.
Look at that. It's nice. He's not afraid to go a little cartoony too in order to get his point across. He might have decided that he needed to be more open in order for the color to come through. It's like C.C. Beck went through and changed his style for comics, thinking that, he needed to be minimalists in order for the bright colors to come through to attract the kids.
Yeah. He draws a lot of people, doesn't he?
That's probably the stories that he was picking up at this point. After the war, everything turned to crime and suspense stories. Pretty much that's when Kirby started the romance stuff, and horror materials, pretty much human interaction for a lot of it.
It was 10 years around the time that Kirby first did a war story after he came out from the war.
Yeah. Heck, he probably didn't want to draw anything close to it.
Probably seen enough of that real up
More
front.
than, yeah, really. Hey, fellas. Skip in the house. Thanks for joining us, Skip. Always good to see you here. We are looking at B. Krigstein, collection of Golden and Silver Age stories by Bernard Krigstein, printed by Fantagraphics. About halfway. Yeah, we're about halfway. A little bit of smoke here. More hands.
Yeah.
There's a boom with exclamation point.
Yeah. You can just about see it.
Yeah. Hmm.
This fella's beard keeps changing colour.
Yeah, that's the colorist problem right there.
I like when the police always draw the weapons in these stories. I don't think they do that, do they?
Yeah. Gives them something to do. Put something in their hand.
Yeah.
Do you want to call it? Do we want to call it here?
Yeah, because we're halfway through, aren't we? We'll get with this next week.
Plus, it'll give Russ a chance to come in and look at this stuff as well next week. I think be a smart thing.
Yeah.
Folks, normally we run an hour and a half to 2 hours, but we're just going to call it here because we're halfway through the book and there's a lot more great stuff to come.
Yeah, it really is lovely stuff, though, isn't it?
And it
gets look at that.
Crazier as he goes along.
Really good stuff.
So we'll get into the more compositional stuff here next week. Put a bookmark in it.
Come on.
B. Krigstein Comics.
That's Alex Toth all the way.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. I'm sure they were more than working off each other. Picked it up for $35.
Wow.
Couldn't turn it down.
No, I
wanted this book when it was out. Yep. It's got a retail of $50.
Wow. It's expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, probably, if I'd have seen it for 50, I'd have probably bought it. But 35, I think you got a bargain there.
Yeah. Well, that bookstore deals in in fact, they deal in estate sales. And I ran across the guy who owns the bookstore on my way out the door, and he saw the amount of books that I was buying, and he's like, I got a whole warehouse in the back that's got all the art books in it. And I looked at him and said, dude, you did not want to tell me that. I don't have the time today nor the money to want to go. And he goes, oh yeah, and we just bought a couple of big estate sales of comic collections, books like this.
Wow.
So I like going in there because you always find something new. Every time you go in there, things have been shuffled, and I don't get down there very often, maybe once a month if I'm lucky. But they have a whole set of bookshelves of nothing but comics, old comic strip paperback collections and that kind of stuff. It's a really old building, 4 stories, wooden floors that creak every time you step. Just a classic bookstore. Brilliant. Just a great place to be. It's John R. Books down in Detroit, folks, if you get a chance.
Look at those.
Comics are on the main floor, but the humor section's up on the 4th floor, and it's a hell of a walk.
Should do a live show from there.
Probably should. I don't know if they'd let me. It's in such an unusual place, such a crowd, Detroit, downtown Detroit, that it's difficult to find a parking spot. And the last time we were there, which was on a Saturday, it was wall-to-wall people.
Yeah. How far is Detroit from you?
About 45 minutes to an hour at the most, depending upon where in Detroit.
If you look at that cover there, those eyes have been done with a brush. By the time he's found his circle template, if he had such things, he's just done them with a brush.
This is a later illustration for him too, because he's cross hatching and using all sorts of shading techniques. Yeah. And that comes in the later. We'll see that next week in the later half of the book. He starts doing all of that stuff. Maybe he was told by somebody not to leave it so open. I don't know.
Maybe he just changed his style a bit, because he said he's not bound to any style, didn't he?
That's it exactly. Yeah. Yep. And I think he's kind of like Jack Cole and Eisner to an extent, that working here was a way to make money, but for the most part, it could be a very boring job sitting behind a board all day. And especially when you're doing talking head stories, you have to keep yourself occupied by doing odd angles, trying to be more dynamic, just trying to challenge yourself on some of this stuff.
I can't speak for anybody else, but I draw my comics for me.
Yeah.
So if I'm enjoying it, I'll, do all that stuff.
Right. Well, that's the joy, but when you're working on an assignment, it kind of, it can be grating. Become a job if you're not.
When I was working on the Postman Pat and Charlie Chalk and those licensed characters, that I had I told you I had like a Bible to go with, and that was a great challenge in itself.
Yeah.
But when I do my own stuff, I just do what I want, and if I'm working on it and it's working, I'll do it. I'll try something else.
Yep. Exactly. Couldn't agree more.
But if somebody wanted me not to do that and they were paying me, then I wouldn't do it.
Yep. Yeah. It's the expression, good, fast, or cheap, pick two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, more of this next week, folks, on Sunday. We do this twice a week, Friday morning at 5 a.m. We're here for Comics by Night. Sunday morning at 9 a.m., and that's Eastern time, by the way. And you're going to have to keep an eye on your daylight savings time. We've been under daylight savings time the last couple of weeks. I think you go through it this Sunday, right?
Yeah. Back to normal.
Yep. 9 a.m. Eastern time. We come in with Sunday Funnies. This Sunday, we're going to continue looking at Akira. It's a classic Japanese manga. If you haven't seen it before, you definitely need to see it. If you haven't watched the movie, you definitely need to watch that too. Great stuff. Landmark Japanese sequential art, folks, on Sunday for Sunday Funnies. Next week, next Friday, we'll finish this book off with Krigstein. We are archived. We've been doing this for a couple of years, I think 3 or 4 years now. Yep. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel at Zim with 2 M's, ZIMM, and the Indie Comics Network. And if you get a chance, go over to YouTube and subscribe to all 3 if you could. If you haven't already, we'd appreciate it. Any subscription, any comment, any thumbs up, even a thumbs down goes to help our algorithm and be seen by more people. So please interact with the site. If there's a book that you'd like to see us cover that we haven't already covered, please leave a comment, suggestion. We definitely take it under advisement. There's so much great sequential art out there just waiting to be seen and discovered. And so much of it has been done and almost passed over, except for by folks like Fantagraphics and IDW and Craig Yo and that they go through and put together bound volumes like this for people to read and enjoy instead of having to buy all the Golden Age books raw, and you can't open them once they're slabbed. So this is the way to enjoy this stuff, folks. Hit your local comic shop, your local bookstore, and look around, or at your convention, look at those comic dealers and those boxes that are way too neglected, those old black and white magazine boxes and such. There's so much great material out there waiting to be discovered. And that's it for today, folks. Glenn, why don't you tell folks how they can find you?
You can find me on Randy's shows, this show Fridays and on Sundays. And if you want to see my work or even buy some of it, find it, most of it on Amazon. Fund My Comic, there's a Hatch book on there. But my other books about science fiction and various things are all on Amazon. So plus a lot of magazines on there. And if you want Crikey magazine, and you don't want to pay the post to me, you can get that via eBay if you're in the States. But I've got most of the issues of that, hard copies. But you just put my name in Google and you'll find me out there somewhere. You'll find all that stuff.
There you go.
Facebook and all that, all the usual outlets.
All the usual suspects.
Yeah.
Here we are. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can catch my latest work over at fundmycomic.com with the Atlantean #4. Let me share that. Here we are. The Atlantean 4, we have 91 backers already. We have 28 days left to go in the campaign. So get in on there. On that, I'm very proud of this book. Can't tell you how great it is. Every issue just gets better and better as well. There's that great cover. This particular volume has almost like 3 separate short stories in it. One with Cull and Brule as they meet an old associate of Cull's on the road. And then we adapt The Mirrors of Tuzan Thune, which is a classic Robert E. Howard story. The only other full Cull story other than Shadow Kingdom that was printed in Howard's lifetime and is in public domain. We incorporate that story into the continuity of the Atlantean and show you how that fits in. And very proud of that. And then at the end of this issue, there's a 10-page short story with Lethal, who we introduced in number 3. You don't have to have number 3 in order to enjoy that story, though. And she is a bounty hunter in Darkoth and has a small adventure there in the back of the book. So it's almost like getting 3 stories in one. Every story, every issue of Atlantean is meant to be self-contained so that you don't have to have them all. We just want you to read them and enjoy them as you can get them. You see the artwork there. Russ is a huge fan of John Buscema and those old great Savage sort of Conan books, as am I. We are doing our best to try to recapture that feel. And there's a page from the Lethal story. Look at how great that is. Our artwork on that is just unbelievably good. Can't wait for you to see it, folks. Real happy. There is a catch-up tier right there. If you look over to your right, where we're offering Atlantean 3 and 4, as well as an omnibus book with a phenomenal cover that has the Shadow Kingdom and the first 2 Atlanteans in it. And this will be the last time we offer that collection, is here in this campaign. So make sure you, if you want it, you should get in on it now. And there's ways to get original art, original sketches from Russ. You can't buy the artwork for the inside back cover because for the original pencil work or ink work for the cover, because that's already been bought. But you can buy a page of original art from the book as well. Go over to Fund My Comic and take a look. Just hit fundmycomic.com. We are there on the front page, Atlantean number 4. There's all sorts of other great campaigns over there as well. Bronze Star by Mike Barron and Pat Broderick, and all sorts of other products over there. Just go over there and take a look, fundmycomic.com. And we want to deeply thank all of our backers to this point. Deeply appreciate you. The earlier that you get in on this, the more confidence that we have that we're making a great, great product for you. And we deeply appreciate your patronage. And that's all of the publicity or all of the sponsorships. We don't have sponsors on this program. We don't have commercials. If we do, if you see a commercial from us, it's meant as a parody unless it's off of our work. And we ask that if you enjoy this program, that you buy our stuff and read it and let us know what you think. So we're not here selling you gold or trying to sell you the next big who knows what sponsor. We're just looking at great, great comics and reminding you how great this art form is. There's all sorts of stuff out there that I think is getting way too neglected and passed over. Too many people, too many great workhorses in this business are passing and moving on and are very underappreciated for the work that they've done. And we try to bring attention to those people and to point out their great artistic ability. And it makes us, sorry, I didn't mean to step on
okay.
you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, did we do a show on Joe Maneely?
No. I haven't seen a collection of his, but it wouldn't be difficult to dig up a bunch of examples of his work.
Yeah, I think we should.
I'll
It really was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've been meaning to go through my long boxes for quite a while because there's all
Yeah.
sorts of odd, alternative, independent, black and white 80s books that nobody talks about anymore that were phenomenal, that were done back during that period. And they need to be seen and shown and talked about. The Realm and Dead World and those kind of books just need to be brought out. Now I'm working on an omnibus for the Anniverse. The first story or the first issue that was ever published by Arrow Comics was Tales from the Anniverse #1. And I'm thumbing through my copies here now that I have conveniently set to the side here. Anyway, there's #1 right there.
Wow.
We're doing that in 1984 or 80. Yeah, at the end of 85, I should say 1985. That's how long ago that was.
I've got one there from 1984.
There you are. Yeah,
God.
absolutely. Look at that. Great stuff. Stars. Hey, somebody's in the house. Skip again. Hey, fellas. In here, by the way, I'm putting Deadliest Catch lettering and inks. Okay, that was Marv E. We already looked at that. Thank you, Marv. Appreciate you very much. Black Star from, who was that? Oh, HR again. Folks, we'll see you on Sunday. Russ will probably join us. Allison will be there as well. We'll be looking through Akira, the back half of the first volume, and just phenomenal stuff. Folks, you want to see great manga. You see why Japanese manga is so big in the States today. One of the reasons is because they had great works like Akira come out, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, was it 1988, was it?
Yeah, somewhere in there. And start blazing a trail.
Epic?
Yeah, with Epic printed those. Yep, it sure did. The books we're looking at, though, are reprints from Dark Horse collections. So Dark Horse Comics collected it into 6 volumes.
Wow.
We'll look at those. Folks, we'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. We know the majority of our viewership comes after the fact, and we appreciate all of you. Everybody that watches, it's never too late to hit that like button, never too late to hit a comment, and please do so. Tell your friends if you enjoyed this program that we're here. We've been here. We've got a huge archive of great sequential art for you to look through, and wish and hope that you do, and hope that you're entertained by it. Any last words?
No. See you Sunday. Don't miss it. Good stuff on Sunday. Well,
great stuff.
Today's was good stuff as well. It's always good stuff, but really good stuff on Sunday. It's Akira.
Take a second, visit your local retailer when you have a chance. They're having a rough time surviving with all of this distributor mess going on, but there's also some great comics there, and some of which might have been sitting in a box for months, even years, without being looked at or priced. So go through there and take a look. You'd be amazed at the great comics that you're going to be able to find just by looking around. All right, that's it, folks. We deeply appreciate, again, everybody being here. We will see you on the next one. Buy our comics, buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours, as they say. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks so much for stopping by. All right, let's pick one. Yeah, we're going to run the credits and a couple of snippets, and then we'll be out the door. Here we go.
Hi, y'all. It's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is fawn. You've been on a date with that girl 3 times. You don't think you're falling in love with her, do you?
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
The cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all gravy, baby.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
In the time before Atlantis sank, when the lands of this world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny, seizing his place as a king. After defending his throne and learning the devastating truth of the Serpent Kingdom and its deadly cults, King Kull in his right hand ruled the Spear Slayer, make a solemn vow to hunt down and destroy the hidden empire of these serpent demons. These are the tales of those journeys. This is the Atlantean. Tales inspired by the brilliance of Robert E. Howard, featuring his first barbarian characters as introduced in the pages of his classic tale, The Shadow Kingdom. Each volume contains beautifully painted covers and around 50 pages of original black and white art and story, featuring classic sword and sorcery adventures you don't want to miss. Join us on these epic adventures and sign up now for news with the email list at russleach.com. Bring your axe and prepare for battle.
As he sits each day at his board, alone with his characters, Jack Kirby is far from lonely.
I haven't got the trappings of a circus, but there in my mind is a very active and bright and colorful place that's as good as any circus that I've ever seen. And I live with that, and I enjoy it immensely.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce.